All right, what we got over here? Let's see. Always got to be the hardest one to find. Okay, you guys, what's happening? Paint with Josh back in the studio with you today. Gonna be fantastic. Let's see, I think we're good over there. I think we're good on that and that and that. So, welcome in everybody. How you doing? It's Paint with Josh. We're back in the studio. We're hanging out with you. Let me tell you what I've done so far on our little 18 by 24 inch canvas, right? 18 inches across, 24 inches tall. So we took our black gesso, blacked out this whole thing, then mixed our black gesso with water to make it very thin to make our lines like that, right? Then once it was all dry, I covered my white section in my liquid white, and then we covered the black section in our Bob Ross liquid clear, which we now have to wipe off just to show you. Just to show you, right? Even if you put on this liquid clear a million times and you think you're just perfect at it, just wipe it off for me just once, right? Just wipe it off and you get that excess paint to come off. Now, there we go. The canvas is nice and wet and slick and ready to go, right? So we can take all these thicker oil paints that would be very hard to spread out on a normal dry canvas, and we can take these guys and instantly they'll slide and blend and move across our sky. Oh, it's fabulous, right? All we're doing right now is dumping on our color. We're getting on these bits of color that are then going to blend out the more that we brush it, right? We're gonna come at it with a much bigger brush and brush out all this excess brightness, right? Now we need to push it hard enough that it spreads across and reveals those little power lines underneath. You kind of need those, right? This is our yellow ochre, and then that's our Indian yellow. So a little bit brighter color into a darker color. And now let's go into our bright red and our Meaden crimson together. That big old hunk of skin off it, right? Let's say, I don't know, we came out here and just started to drop it on, right? Again, the more that you mix it, the more it's going to mix in with our liquid white base coat, right? This stuff right down here that's still wet and still allowing all these colors to slide and move and blend together, right? All that out there. If you had it on a dry canvas, oh, it's so much harder. Trust me, it's so hard on a dry canvas, right? Now remember, you can go to PaintWithJosh.com and grab this painting because, oh, you know what? I gotta put it on the homepage real quick. Just real fast. Everybody check in. Tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich, right? What time is it where you are right now? Let me see where we got. Let's see. Oh, you guys, there's lots of people here, so we should have lots of comments. Tell me where you're watching from and just what time it is right now for you right now, right? Type it in there and I'll be back. Literally 3 seconds from now, we'll be back to painting. So you type it out and see how many more people we can get to come in here, right? It's the one thing I forgot to do. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Over there, over here. All right. Now, if you go to PaintWithJosh.com, this is the very first thing you're going to see. Right? Now, once that we're out here, let's get into our blue. Still on the same brush. Haven't washed the brush one single time. Where are you guys watching from? Let's see. Well, we got people all over the place, man. All over the place. So let's get this blue out here. We're going to start to drag it down. And the more that we drag it down, the more it's going to intermix with our paints and blend in, move and slide and do all that nonsense, right? You can drag it in around here, drag it in around the sides. All we're doing is covering over the white area without letting it get too close to the yellow. Otherwise it's going to turn green on us, right? Everybody remembers that from school. We don't want it to turn green on us now, do we? Okay. Let's get out into our bigger brush, right? And where do you think we should start first? Into our darkest colors or into our brightest colors first? Which way do you think we should go? You tell me, guys. I'm gonna sit here and wait for you to answer, honestly. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit back here and wait for you guys to answer me. We're gonna start in the lighter area first, says Freckleface Freddy. All right, Jennifer says the lightest. Let's see, bright colors. Bright. See, you guys have been paying attention. I like you guys. Right? All right, let's start into our brightest colors first. Right there into that Indian yellow. And remember, the more that we mix it, the more it's still mixing with that liquid white paint that's wet on the canvas. So if you continue to mix and mix and mix and mix and mix, eventually it'll be hard to tell where one color sort of starts and one color sort of stops, right? That little faded like pinky mist down there. Now, the more paint that you have on the canvas, the more it's going to want to spread and drag its way across that yellowy bit, right? And of course the yellows and the reds are gonna mix in, of course. They have to mix, that's part of blending, right? You gotta let them mix down and maybe save a real bright area in your sky, or vice versa, don't, and let it all mix and blend together, right? All these wet paints will move and slide as far as you wanna push them based off of your pressure, right? All we're doing is crisscrossing back and forth. Crisscross, 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 crisscross. The more you do it, the faster you get at it. The more proficient you are at doing it, right? And you can tell where we blended and where we have not blended and the two differences in between them, right? Oh, it's gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Thank you for all the gifts. You guys are amazing. I love yous all. I just happen to love you all, right? Let's see. Okay. Now, again, the more that we push on it and the more that we blend it, the softer and softer it's going to become. We have to be careful out here because we're getting into that blue, and yet not all of this crimson is brushed out yet, right? Now, once we come up into that blue, again, not even washing the brush, right? Going from the yellow into the red and now into the blue. And it'll become very, 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 very faint, right? The closer you get, the more you mix it up. Now, the more blue that's on your brush, the more it's going to want to grow down into all of our colors, right? And that might not be what you want to have happen in your little scene. So you've got to judge it off of your eyeballs, right? Use those things that you're watching your phone with right now. And you look at it and you go, okay, if I continue to bring that over, that could get dangerous. So let's stop right here. Let's mix it a little bit onto this side, right? The more that we mix it, the more this dark color is going to want to grow. See it moving across the canvas like that? Because why? Is our canvas dry or is it wet? Does anybody remember what I told you? Is it dry or is it wet right now? Our canvas. Obviously, there's wet paints on the canvas that we've been brushing, right? But was our canvas dry to start or was it wet? Do you guys remember? Wet, 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 right? Do you think that paint is dry by now or is it still wet? Because we just literally put it on, right? Each time that we mix it, the more we mix it, the more that wetness is allowing our paints to slide, right? With our pressure on our brush. So you decide how you want your sky to look every time you do it. Each time that you do it, you might push a little harder one time. You might want to try to see how much of that darkness you can get to blend down. You might want to stop it. You might keep going. And each time you do it, it's going to be a little different. That's the best part about doing it, right? We're never going to have it all be exactly the same. Otherwise, what's the point in painting, right? What's the point in everybody painting? If we're all going to do it exactly the same, you guys might as well just let me do it. And then no one else has to waste any time, right? What are you painting? We're going to paint a little desert scene off the side of a road. We got our little roadway right here. Got some power lines that are leading up into our sky. And then we're going to throw a little desert scene down in there. It's going to be awesome. Going to be awesome. Our little deserty mountain with some sand and some dirt. Maybe a cactus, a couple bushes. The desert scenes are very plain because in real life, the desert is not a very filled place. It's a lot of empty space, kind of like actual space. Right? Look at that. The more we blend over this stuff, the more you can drag your entire brush back and forth across it without having to worry about taking all the paint and smushing it everywhere. Right? That's the best part about it. The non-smushing. Because if we smush it around too much, then everything goes all to heck. All right? We don't want to smush it too muchery. There we go. A little bit over here, and just let it blend and blend and blend. Oh, fabulous, you guys. Okay, you guys tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwiches? And I'm gonna get out here, and since our brightest spot looks to be about right there, right? Oh, guys, check this out. what if we grabbed a little filbert brush, a little guy like this, right? Make sure he's nice and soft. What I do is just bend it all the way like that. That's exactly what we're gonna do on our canvas, okay? We're gonna pull down our paint like this, just a little bit onto the brush. Don't need it on the back side, just the front side, not the back side, just the front side, right? Find your brightest spot and maybe push right into it like that, okay? Fully depressed up against the canvas. Then we're going to spin the brush in a little circular motion. And by the time you get done a spinning, you're gonna have the most gorgeous little sun. Bink! Right in just the brightest part of our sky. Isn't that fantastic? Just so simple, so easy how you can do these little things to help make your paintings turn out that much better, guys. You wanna know why I'm up here? I mean, beyond loving painting, you wanna know why I'm here? To make your painting journey a little bit easier than mine has been, right? I've done all the mistakes. I've tried all the paintings. I've done this, I've done that. I've tried this, I've done that color and this color. And what I'm here to do is teach you a simpler way to learn than how I had to learn, right? Let's take a little bit of that chunky paint right out here. I'm gonna go into our white, lots of paint onto the brush, come out here, and let's just mush it right onto the canvas, right? We're trying to deposit as much paint as possible off of the brush and get it onto our canvas, right? Turning our brush every color of our sky that we went through. Then we'll go back with a nice clean brush, okay? We know this paint isn't gonna just stay there. It's not acrylics, right? It's going to move and it's going to soften and eventually blend away the more that we mix it. So as you mix it and you grip it and you grab it, you get to decide when you're finished with it, how you want it to look. You want it to flatten off along the bottom side? Do you want it to be brighter on the top? Do you want it to be less? You mix it until you're happy with it. And once you're happy with it, everyone else will be happy with it. If you're not happy with it, how can you expect anyone else to look at it and go, oh yeah, it's rad? If you're like, check out my painting, dude. Here it is. You gotta be happy about it. You gotta be excited, right? Mix these guys up. We want them to be soft little clouds out there in the day. That way you can still see all of our little power lines, right? And we're gonna go back across our power lines, but if you cover them all up, you're not gonna know where to lay them back down, right? They're kind of there as a guideline. If we lose them, then we lose them altogether. But if we can keep them in there, then go back over them and kind of darken them back up. That's where we're gonna wanna be. Right now, let's say, what if we had a bit of a crimson and a bit of a black over here, and we mixed it onto our brush, just a touch of each. Doesn't need to be too uberly dark, right? And let's say, what if up underneath this guy, right? Again, we don't want to put too much paint because we don't want to darken everything. Let's say we had this whole big old shadowy thing underneath our bit of our cloud, right? Get out here and we'll mix it down. This painting is going to be a lot of clouds, right? Because in a desert, there's not a lot of details. And so a nice desert scene consists of a lot of just crazy clouds out there in the night, as I like to say. You can disagree and you can do whatever you want, but that is looking really cool, right? Just really cool. Okay, let's see. We're gonna need to have a whole nother little bank. I like coming in like this, a little bit of our white onto our brush, right? Let's pop it up into here, throw it down, mix it, right? Push it, smush it, bang. That way we're keeping these separated. There's no section of just pure white on top of pure white, because if there was, guess what? We're never, ever, ever gonna see it. You need these little differences, these other colors, this mush. You gotta put it up there, come back, mix it down very lightly, right? To your liking, however you want it to be. You want it to be a certain way, then you put it out that way, right? It'll be a little bit brighter, you put a little bit more paint on there, use a little bit less pressure. You want it to be a little bit darker, you push more on the paint that's out there and let it mix in more times with that wet base that's underneath, right? Push on it, push on it, push on it. Try not to lose all of our power lines back there. And just like that, you got a whole nother bit of cloud underneath him. Right? Isn't that cool? Just a little thing. Then again, say you wanted a little bit of darkness back underneath that guy. So we take our blue, or excuse me, our black and our crimson color, kind of mixes down into this dark purpliness. Go right up underneath our little friend, right? Getting very light over there, a little bit heavier on this side. Coming back in and mixing it down, just as light or as dark as you want it to be, right? It doesn't need to be uberly dark. That's what that liquid white is doing on our canvas. It's taking all that dark color and instantly making it brighter with that bit of liquid white, our base coat, our wetness on our canvas, right? Until we like how it looks, and we can do whatever we want to do with it, right? Now, let's say, just perhaps, I'm gonna wipe off my old brush over here, versus getting a new one. I like to just wipe it on a paper towel back and forth until there is no more paint, right? We'll get up into here, grabbing a bit of our white. Now, right along that edge, right? Maybe we got this further away little thing that's happening. It's disconnected from our other two guys. But in between our pink and our blue and our yellow, we're gonna pop a whole nother little section of white, right? Grab that little section of white, and then we are going to start blending it down. Right? We'll grab it, we'll blend it, we'll mix it until we like how it looks, right? And once we like how it looks, I'm pretty sure others will like how it looks as well, right? You don't have to mix everything out into your blue. You can kind of keep it wherever you want it, right? You get to do whatever you want to do each time that you do a sky. Right? That's the best part, literally the best. Let's say we wanted to brighten it up just a little bit. Let's grab a little bit of our titanium white. And what if we came down a bit more like this, right? Almost connected it onto our front guy right here, pushing that other guy back into the distance because you've got all this extra brightness right in front of him, right? So this guy will sort of connect into his little friend that goes back here, and then we'll take this and we'll work it back a little bit, pushing it back, not necessarily getting rid of every bit of blue or every bit of anything, just adding a bit of color, working it back, right? Until we like how it looks. And once we like it, everybody else is gonna like it. Whip it down, trying to keep some of our little power lines exposed so I can see where they are and where they're coming from. The more you mix, the softer it gets. You can have a really soft, silky sky. You can have a really, not necessarily textured, but a really cloudy, bright, thick, kind of cloudy sky. All up to you guys, literally, whatever you want to do. Look at that, dude. A little sunsetty action back here. Okay, now let's mix up a bit of our darkness. Does anybody know the 3 favorite colors that Paint with Josh likes to use to make this just really dark color we call Paint with Josh Plaque? P-L-A-C-K, Plaque, right? That color is a very purplish black color, which stands out against all, against literally everything. It will make everything else look like it's further away in the distance, right? Now, we're gonna be having our Van Dyke brown and our dark sienna brown as well come into play here very shortly, okay? There's no undercolors down here, which is why we can see all this white so brightly. There's nothing for it to mix down to, right? So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix up a little bit of my white into my Paint with Josh Plaque mix. Mix this guy down back here, kind of turning him into a little gray. Just a little bit, we don't need a whole lot of it. The scene is not really a lot of action, really, you know what I mean? We'll put in a far away little mesa, and then we'll drop in a bigger one. Actually, we don't even need to use this paint. It's almost too bright. Almost too bright. Okay, this is what we're gonna do instead. Let's come over here with our plaque. We're gonna pull it out, just like this. We're gonna come over here, scrape up a little bit of it, okay? And I'm talking about the furthest away little mountains or hills or whatever. Just kind of scraping it down, letting it get longer and longer and longer. Scraping up the rest of the paint. Come back up here and scrape it down, right? We're gonna mush it with our brush, and it's going to extend and grow a little bit. So we don't need it to be a ton of paint up there. Right? Once we grab it with our brush and we start sliding it down, right, it's going to take over, covering up our little black area over here, right, sliding down that way. It's very far away. A little bit of mountain, right, off in the distance, leaving those little differences, little bits, right? We don't need much back there. A little touch of stuff, okay? Now, let's take just a little bit of our brown onto the brush as well, right? We'll get our dark sienna brown. We're gonna pull this guy down. A little bit of our Van Dyke brown. Look at that. big old chunk of skin on there. It does not want to come off. Hang on. Now we got to do some surgery in here. Whoop, whoop. Look at that. Just a whole pile of usable paint underneath. Did you ever know that? That's how crazy thick these oil paints are, right? So a little bit of my dark sienna, a little bit of my Van Dyke brown, a little tiny touch. We'll get out here and very lightly drop some of that color on. We don't want there to be the same brown back here as there's going to be up here. That's why we use that plaque mix. That's why we get it started with a little bit of that gray, right? Because we don't want all the brown everywhere. There we go. There we go. Little bits. Now, the more brown that falls off of our brush, the more it's going to start looking like sand or desert dirt, you know what I mean? The more the closer that we get to us. But initially, we want that mountain back there to be very far away, so we don't want to put too much brown on top of it, you know what I mean? If it's too brown, it's going to look too close. And if it's too close, then our whole illusion is gone, right? You can even take, I just wonder what this guy will do if we just grabbed just the teeniest, tiniest little amounts. Right? And we got far away little trees on top of that guy, way off in the distance, just so far away. So far away, you can only see just a minute amount of them, right? A little color, a little action. A little action down there. Now we're gonna get a little bit more of my brown. Come in here, drop it on a bit heavier, just so we cover up that line. Right? Our line in between our black gesso and our actual land out there. Now, I don't want to get too close to my roadway either. We just want to pop a little bit of this brown on, right? The more that you push in there, the more it's going to cover our black, right? Sometimes you want to leave a little bit darker area and then maybe pop in again, and it might look like something different, right? Don't ever make it all the same. That's the whole goal of this whole mission out here, right? Now we're going to take our two brown colors, we're going to mix them into our Paint with Josh plaque. So it's going to be a very, very, very dark brown now. And remember, if you like this painting, go to paintwithjosh.com. Let's see over here. Right, that is a dark brown blackish mix right there. So we're going to put a closer in little thing. Right? If we grab a bit of our, like a little roll of our paint and come up a little bit higher, maybe, who knows, maybe something's happening in here. And this little thing, I don't even know what it is. Whatever it is, it's like a little mesa top or a canyon, some sort of something, right? We get to decide what that some sort of something is by brushing it out, right? If we decide pulling it down this way or pulling it out the other way, whichever way we do it is how it's going to lay, right? Now this guy's gonna be much closer to us than our very far away mountain back there, so he can have more details to him. Right? He can have more paint on the canvas. He can grow a little bit bigger and a little bit further because he's got all this extra paint. Right? Let me take some of that paint and slide it backwards. Otherwise, it's going to grow way too far. All right, here we go. Start sliding it out, cut in front of that little brown area back there. All right, it's going to push that area back and take it further away. Now we've got this bit of mountain or land or whatever that's in front of that far away area back there. Now, what does this guy look like? Right, maybe it comes down, maybe there's a little flat area, and there's a whole little sloping area over here, right? We get to decide what he looks like. It's because it's all up to us. No one's out here telling us that we can't make it look like that or whatever, right? It's up to us how it looks, guys. Every time we do it, each time it's up to us, right? Oh, I like that. That's looking cute. Very far away little mountain back there. Okay, now we need to highlight this crazy little bluff, right? Whatever we're gonna call them, whatever this is, we gotta highlight them now. So let's save this dark paint. I'm gonna put it over here. Let's come and grab a bit of our browns, just the two together, maybe a bit of our yellow ochre as well. It seems like a lot of skin in there. There it is. There it is. I'm looking for texture, but not like that, right? So we'll mix down our two browns with our yellow ochre color. And it makes a very neat little deserty brown, right? Maybe we came off the edge of this guy and just like this, launched out all that crazy texture onto the side of our mountain, right? leaving some areas for our darkness to kind of shine through. We don't need everything to be perfectly lit up back there, right? Which is why you can cycle through your other two browns with no yellow ochre, right? Just the two browns on their own. Get in here, a little bit darker, right? These guys, you might have a bit of that same kind of texture, but a little bit difference in that brown, right? Where it's not getting lit up by the sun. So you decide how you want your little guy to look, right? Each time you do it, you do it a little different. I'm liking how this guy's turning out, right? And then we can take it and streak it down in between them. Bit of our brown color just off the backside, that darker brown, right? Come in with our lighter brown and just let it whip. There we go. Look at that thing just starting to come to life, catching some light in different areas. Isn't that just fantastic? Isn't that just fantastic? The more little bits of brown that you put out here, right, the more area is going to be for us to grab onto it, right? So we're going to need to soften it a very light amount, right? We're in here very softly. I'm back from this side, very softly, very soft, upwards, upwards. This side we're going like this. Actually needs a bit more right here. That's how I want mine to look. Get that chunk of skin out of there. Just like that, right? You can do that same sort of softening motion with our 1-inch brush that we do with the 2-inch brush. Just takes a little bit of practice is all, right? A little touch of practice, lots of skin. Over there, over here, just softening it down. Right? Smallest bit. Oh, I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to like it, right? You take that same brush, now that you've softened it down, you can start to grab onto it and sort of transition where you want your land to be, right? Because the paint will slide back and forth. If we kept pushing it all this way, eventually you could drag all this darkness all the way across the canvas, right? You just slide it back and forth. But leave a few little different areas, right? Where not everything is all the same. Our sand and rocks and dirt isn't going to come all the way up to our road in most cases, right? Most deserts, it's not like that. Just like this. Look at that, dude, right? The more that we drag that sand over, it could look like it's like a little wind-blown storm back there, right? Or you can get rid of it by literally wiping it free of the canvas. So, if you wanted to, you decide what you want to do with yours each time, right? And that way it's a little different. Come back in here with a little paper towel, clean up all that light paint, get rid of it, right? Because we didn't have anything but black canvas right there. So now you got a little road on the side. Right? Come up here, grab it. We'll put more paint onto our brush. Look at that yellowy color, right? Drag it from the side of the road and out. All up to us each time that you do one. How it's gonna look every time that we do it, right? Each time, it's gonna be a little different. And that's the best part, ain't it? The best part about it are the differences. Now, I know I wanna put something big right down here, so I don't wanna put too much paint right there, right? But just like that, look at this soft little thing out there in the day. In the day or the night or wherever, right? You decide, drag it up from the road up towards our little thing, right? You decide the color, the vibrancy, all up to your eyes every time that you do one, right? Just like this. The best part about doing that first thing in the white gesso is that you have the ability to swipe over it without ruining it, right? Look at that. Man, okay. You guys haven't jumped on that by now. I don't know what you're thinking over there. But we're gonna get in here, let that darkness finish over our backside, just for our purchaser, right? Anybody who grabs a Paint with Josh painting gets a full painting, man. As much as I can give ya, wrapped around the edge. Isn't that so neat? Look at that, dudes. What if we grabbed a bit more of that brightness right here and came along the edge, right? Dropping out a little piece, a little here, a little there. Where's it gonna be? We get to decide. Each time we go and do it, man. It's the whole fun about it. Guys, look at that. If you please. I love that so much. Look at this. Oh! Okay, now, what shall we do next, children? Let's see, what should we do with our little deserty scene over here, right? Because like I said, it's up to us. I think we pop in 1, maybe 2 little bushes and then fix our power lines, and that is a sweet little desert. Look at this, finger paints with Josh. Trying to make it a little bit softer, a little bit more misty back there, where we can't really tell what's going on, you know what I mean? Very soft, very soft. Get a little dust storm back there. Okay, now we're gonna need to come back and pipe in all of our little details, guys. This is when it gets crazy. So let's get our scene down first, right? What do we want this one to look like? Maybe, just maybe, I can see it right now. There's a little bushery kind of hiding right at the base right here. Just one little spot. A bush popped out right there. Come back up, grab him, pull him out, both ways. Just like that. That way you got a little shadow underneath, right? Doesn't all have to look the same every single time. Just like that. We'll pop a little bush onto that guy. Maybe we had one, if we got one there, maybe we had 1 or 2 just way back here. So small though, right? And then we're gonna make them even smaller by dragging out the color underneath them. Over here, trying to stay away from our road. Not everywhere has to be all the same, right? We can even make this dude a bit bigger now. Cut in front of all those little things back there, right? Like I said, every time you do it, it's up to you how you want it to look. Drag it back, drag it back, drag it back. Oh, guys, that's looking cool. Now, we're gonna go highlight a couple of those. This guy's probably leave them at least just way out there, right? Like they don't need to be super detailed, being way off in the distance. Just a little bit of detail out there. Something for our eyes to pick up on, right? There's something out there. Something. You know what? We can even make it to where those guys disappear. Disappeared in the night. Ah, man. We can do whatever we want to do. Literally. Let's pop in one more little guy right here in front, right? We're going to take him away from the road. Slide him back, slide him back, slide him back. There we go. Right there. Yes, okay, cool. Then we'll do one more big monster down here in the front, I guess. Just for you guys, right? Just for you guys. Popping it in, making my easel squeak all the way down here into the frontals. Okay, we gotta have enough paint on our brush in order to make it stick, you know what I mean? In order to have all of our crazy details and little bits and different things, we gotta have that stuff out there. Okay, maybe we'll come back in and grip up underneath this guy, and so he's got a little bit of land underneath him too, right? Doesn't all have to just be bushes all the time. All the time, it's the bushes. Right, move our yellow ochre back onto the brush just to help our sand get bright again. There we go. Over here, right? How do you want it to look? Because it's all up to you how it's going to look each time that you do it, right? Now, no matter what, if you get all your color and it's really bright across your road, you can bring it back. You can drag that sucker right back. Okay? So, just like that, let's go back to our little paper towel and literally, bang, clean up your roadway in one go, you guys. Two goes. Two goes, you guys, that's it. Okay, let's get some of our crazy colors onto our old brushes. And we'll get some highlights onto these desert bushies out here. I can just picture John Wayne rolling down the street in his two faux, tipping on faux. Okay, let's get over here. Oh, that's gonna be so neat. We need a small touch of our liquid white into our brush. Now this liquid white is very wet and very runny, right? And that wants to make everything else very wet and very runny as well. So the more that we mix in those thicker, crazier paints into that liquid white, the brighter it makes the paint, of course, but the texture changes as well, right? So maybe these guys just had a couple little baby bits way back there, right? The more we get in here, maybe we had a couple little green bits down into this guy. And I'm talking about the smallest touch, right? We don't want to touch on too much. If we touch on and smush on too much of it, it's just not going to look right, right? It changes the shape of our paint. Now we want all those textury bits to remain nice and textury. And in order to do that, we push it on real heavy with the texture to get it all to stick, right? And then come off. And then when we do our highlights, it's such a light touch. Just so small, right? So get it on very light, very light. Come back in, let's grab a little bit more of our liquid white and let's go into some other colors over here, right? Maybe we'll go into some of our crimson. I love this nice pinkish, kind of red, deep red pinkish hue. Pop a couple of these guys just over there maybe. Pop a couple over here. We don't want them to be too, close together and kind of spread them out. Look at that color though, dudes. There's a whole nother bit right in there too, right? You never know until you put it on. Okay, now let's go back. Let's get rid of some of that yellow, pink. Go into some yellowy flowers. Maybe our cadmium yellow over here, which is the brightest of all the yellows. Dab into this guy. We'll put a few little bits up into here. Maybe up onto this side, right? We're deciding as we go each time where our little flowery bits get to be. They don't all have to be in the same spot, right? It can be in different places. We're just trying not to cover our entire bits of color, right? We don't want to cover over everything. Now, let's go back. Let's get into this yellow ochre with our pink and our liquid white. And come off the top of this little dude. There we go. That's a different color for you right there. Right? Look at those crazy little flowery bits. Isn't that fantastic? Just gorgeous, if you ask me. All right, slide some of these guys out. Dragging it. Make them a little softer is all. That's all we're doing. Just making it a bit softer back here. Brightening it up. Since we used a lot of that plaque mix, right? It makes our dirt, our desert a little bit darker. And so you go back across it with your lighter paint, and sneaking that dirt back up into areas where you want it to be, leaving our little shadows in areas where they want to be. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, now let's wash off some of these brushes. While I'm washing off brushes, you guys got to tell me where you're watching from and what time it is right now where you're at in the world right now. Type it out into the comments. And if you want to grab this painting, go to PaintWithJosh.com. That's all you got to do. It's the very first thing on the homepage. The very first thing. So, where are you watching from, guys? What time is it where you are right now? I'm going to read some comments. What time is it? Oh, that's a cool little painting, dude. That's a cool painting. 10:09. We got 11:09. You guys, thank you, Yen. Love ya. Twin for life. Lita, you guys are amazing. Taught me to paint instead of buying. Well, you're lucky for you then. Lucky for you, right? So, let's put in our power lines first, and then we can throw a little cactus guy right in there. But I don't want to do the cactus and then have to draw my lines in over the top of it, right? So, it's very difficult to do them sideways or upside down. So what I'm going to do is rotate the canvas, and that way it should make it easier for me to draw them kind of vertically, right? If we're like this, oh, that's going to be nice and simple, at least on these ones. Maybe we'll have to flip it upside down for the other ones. Let's get over here like this. Okay, just like that, over here, flatten it down. And then, if I can see right there, my 3 lines, where I need to meet and where I need to meet. Okay. Now, we're going to get a very small brush out for this. Very small little liner brush. Okay, and our little liner brush, I'm going to go into our plaque mix. and a lot of our odorless mineral spirits, right? The odorless mineral spirits is our brush cleaner, right? It's the stuff that we use to get all the paint to come off of the brushes. So it thins the paint down enough to where it comes off our brush, right? So we need to use that very, very thin paint in order to draw a very, very, very skinny little line, right? Now, I can see my 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. We're gonna come down like this. I can see it, sort of. All right, I know where I gotta be and I know where I gotta start, and so we're gonna come down just like that. Just leaving the smallest line we can possibly leave, right? Until there is no more paint on the brush, right? Once there's no more paint on the brush, there's nothing you can do except keep going. Go back, load up some paint, right? Get down over here. And then we're gonna kind of pick up where we left off. Very close, there we go. Pick up where we left off. There it is. All the way down. Right there, right? There's our 1 line. Gorgeous. It's tough to do. I normally do this on a table, right? So it's a little easier done on a table, but to do it out here, you have to take different measures. Right? Come down and 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 oh, perfect. That one was good in a 1 go, right? It doesn't all have to be the same thickness either. It's totally up to you how dark and how thick your lines are. I try to keep them nice and small and sort of faint, because unless it's like a really crazy big power line, you're not really gonna notice them out there in the sky. So you don't want them super thick, right? Try to be small. Aim for the error on the small side. Right, now let's come over here. We know that our last little guy is right in here. All the way down and down and down. Right? Eventually we run out of paint. It's just how it happens. Go back, get some more. Go back and get some more. Right, the more you go, the more is going to come off the brush, and the thinner and thinner and thinner it will be. Gorgeous! That's fantastic. Okay, we only got 2 more to do, and then we're going to flip the canvas right side up again. All right, our other guy. Firstly, let's decide. We have our 1 dude right there. Okay, our next guy, a little bit lower, and a little bit lower. Just like that. And this guy comes all the way down. Boom, right into the thing, okay? So now at least we know where we need to end. Because this little dude has a boop, with a thingy off his edge, right? Put these suckers in here. All these things connect. Perfect. Okay, now we got a place to end. So let's do this thing. Let's get crazy, everybody. All right, we got our line. I can see it. I know where to start. I know where to stop. There we go. I'm getting too far away from my own guy over here. Down there. And boop. Right? Gorgeous. Dude, I'm telling you guys, you need the smallest amount of paint on the brush in order to do this part. We only got 1 more line to do, and then we'll be right backside or right side up. So just give me a second. Just chillax. And remember, if you want to check this one out, go to PaintWithJosh.com. It's right over there waiting for you right now on PaintWithJosh.com. Check it out. Very first thing you're going to see. Now, let's rotate. This guy starts way the heck up here and ends way the heck down there, and it's supposed to look like it's got a little sag in it. So, just like that. Down and down and down and down and oh, goodness. Oh, I like it. I like that right there, guys. That is a cool one. That's a cool one. In here. We decide, let's see. How bright, how dark. All up to you. Each time you do one. Oh, that's cool. I just came back and twisted my head on the side. Oh, neat. Okay. Let's go right side up with this guy. Everybody hang on to your britches. There we are. Hold on to your butts. What movie is that from? There we go. Now like that. Now those are some power lines, you guys. That's what I'm talking about over here. So, if you like this painting, start coming up with a title for it, right? And then if you like it, you can go get it if you go to PaintWithJosh.com. Take this guy and darken him up a little bit. One more, a little boop, boop. It's like making a number 4 at the top. Down, a little bit lower than everything else, right? Just coming towards us. Very cool. Now with a small amount of paint, right? We're gonna very lightly drag some of these guys. We don't need them to be, all 3 don't have to show, you know what I mean? If you lose one, it's okay. Down like that. Very light as they're going far, far, far away. We don't need to see every single one of them as they're disappearing off of our canvas, right? Never, ever gonna see them all. There we go. Whoo! That's cool. I like that. Shoo, guys. That is a neat looking paint. Okay, you guys start coming up with a title, right? I'm going to plop one little cactus in there, I think. Just one little guy. Gonna be kind of far away, nothing too crazy. All right, so let's see if we can do it with our Paint with Josh liner brush, right? We need to mix up some of our plaque. I'm gonna mix up some plaque real quick. So, as I'm mixing this up, you guys share the live. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me what time it is, all that stuff. Right? Whoops, there we go. Mix up our darkness. And then I'm gonna show you a little trick, okay? We're gonna take our filbert brush. We're gonna run it through our green and our liquid white on our one side, just like that. Right? Then we're going to spin the brush over and run our plaque mix through the other side, right? So we've got our bright on one side, plaque on the other. Now, we're not gonna use it flat on like that. We're gonna turn it, instead of being like this, we're gonna turn it so we have one color on each side of our brush, right? So let's turn the green side to this way. Let's go up a little bit. We're gonna push in and just drag it down. Instant cactus, right? Right there, instantly, just by using the green and the plaque, right? So let's wipe that off, right? We'll wipe this side off. Let's try it again. Did you think it was gonna be that easy? Just type yes or no in the comments if you thought it would be that simple to paint a little cactus. Nowhere, Arizona. I bet you that's a real place. I'm guaranteeing that's a real place. Make it look so effortless. I try. You've never seen that before, huh? Well, old Paint with Josh is here to show you something neat. Again, right here. Nice clean dry brush, right? Go through our highlight paint with the liquid white and all the good stuff on there. Onto our one side. Then we're going to whoop, roll it over so our green's on top. And a bit of that plaque mix on the bottom. And then, do you want a little arm off of your little guy? Maybe you can push down like this, turn, rotate. Got yourself a little cactus. Shoo, guys. Bang, just like that. As long as you're using the brush the correct way, right? You don't want to do it the wrong way. It can be dangerous. All right, what if we had one more little arm? Turned it that way, right? We're running out of our plaque on the back side, so let's try to get this guy one more time. Right there it is. And at least you got your shadowing along the back. Okay, you cannot lose that shadowing along the back side. That's what tells us where the sunlight is coming from. Super cool. Super cool, you guys. So, you guys tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? And that's a cool cactus, if you ask me. I'm gonna get a small amount of my odorless mineral spirits, right? I'm going to then onto the brush. Then I'm going to deposit it into nothing. Just a very thin little pile of our odorless mineral spirits right here, right? Should be very clear. You can almost not even see it. That's what I'm going to dip into. And then, my dears, we're going to very, very, very lightly and very small little, whoops, little flicks, just like that. A couple little baby bits, right? This is not the biggest cactus you've ever seen. Therefore, we're not going to see every single little spine coming off of this cactus because it's not the biggest cactus you've ever seen. Right? It's just a normal sized little cactus. So don't put too many damn flicks and needles and things coming off of our arms and the body of this cactus, right? Because you wouldn't really see a ton of giant spines, right? All we're doing is kind of grabbing into the cactus, flicking out, grabbing in, flicking out, little flicks, little bit. Sooner or later, you're not going to have any thinner on your brush. Makes it so much easier and so much sharper if you can grab into the cactus, whoop, flip it out. Into the cactus, flip out. Boom, 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 boom. Couple little bits, little suckers. Same thing off the other side. Little guys, little things you got. You can do this. I'm telling you. Couple little doers over here and over there, and poof, you got yourself a little cactus. Right? Just like that. I'm telling you guys the honest truths. Right? You can 100% do this. I can 100% help you in my studio here in Eugene that we're going to be opening up within the next few days. It's going to be amazing. Man, that's cool. Look at that little guy. Oh, I like him. I like him. Dude, I almost want to do another one a bit bigger in this front bush, but I don't know. Yes, the cactus grows out of the bush. The bush flowers and stuff grow around him. Here we go, guys. Pop one little bit. There we go. Right into the thing. Just kind of help you push that cactus into the bush. Plop in a bit of our darkness back in here too. So it's not all too bright or too dark or vice versa. You go back and forth and do little things. There we go. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. But yeah, he's growing up inside of that bushy floweriness. I'm trying to, if you've ever been to the desert, right? The plants and the animals both try to fight for survival. So if that bush is getting water and the cactus seed lands there, it's going to grow and steal all the water from that poor bush and grow up and out of it. It's just what they do in the desert, I'm telling you. So, you guys, you can head over to PaintWithJosh.com if you want to grab this painting. I think I'm going to do one more big old cactus over here. We're going to see. Since the painting is still mine and no one's yet purchased it, that means I can do whatever the crap I want to do. And we're going to put in one more monster. We're going to go right in here too. Just a bit bigger. Right like that. Real hard, pushing down. Right? We're losing all of our paint, but at least I'm carving out an area where I want that cactus to be. Right? So I'll go back. I'll load up on my green again. Load up on my black color on the other side. And just make it to where it's nice and dark. Right? That's all we're trying to do. Make that cactus dark so he stands out as being right up here in the front, right? And if needed, we can come in and do a whole section of darkness along the backside just to make him big enough and ugly enough that, that he's like, hey, I'm right here, bro. Right there, bro. Got all this darkness, bro. What are you gonna do about it, bro? Right, growing up right there, bro. Just right there. Lots of darkness. Pink, right over the tip top. Boom. Cactus. Right? Then we can go back and highlight it however we want. But if we also wanted another little arm to come out of this guy, pink, pop one in right there. Okay, they don't all have to look exactly the same. And then we can go hit him with our highlights. But now that that darkness is there, right, that's going to make our cactus look rounded, especially by the time that we do hit it with the highlights. There we go. Pop it off over there and around and down, right? Wherever we want him to be. Really neat, you guys. Okay, let's say we wanted one more little doer just way up here. Right? And we had one more little guy. I don't know, he came out like that. Bink, popped over to the side, right? That way, when we come across it with our our green, then it should change. Okay, now let's go back with our green. We're gonna get the green onto both sides of the brush this time because I wanna get out here and drop it down, turn, have it get darker, right? Maybe push it a little bit harder into this guy so that green comes off and we're not covering all of our plaque, right? Because that's the goal. You don't want to cover all the darkness. There we go. A little bit of that green, a little bit of the dark. Remember, if our light was over there, we'd really only be catching it on this one side anyway. In all reality, we'd really only be catching it over there. Although, I am going to take a bit of our green and our cad yellow and mix these guys together with our liquid white. All right, let's pop in and see if we can anyway. A couple little ridges in between. There we go. There we go. Oh, yes. There we go. Shoo, guys. I'm going to get this guy out on the edge. All right, because at least that side would be a little bit brighter, you would think, if it was catching anything along the outside of the cactus. Oh, goodness. Maybe we go right down the edge right here, right in the middle. Both of those little guys. Zippity-doo-dah right there, guys. Just right there. Do not see the painting that I'm painting now. What are you talking about? Guys, mods, is the painting in the store right now, guys? Because we just got a message, literally right now, that says it's not there. I thought it was there. It's right on the homepage. Right? 1584, right there on the homepage. Okay. I could have swore. Yeah, so this is the painting that we're painting literally right now. It's the very first thing that you come across when you go to my website, right? It is number 1584, Canvas Sunset Desert Landscape. That's this one. Now, we haven't finished painting it yet, so there is no thumbnail for this painting yet, right? Because we haven't finished doing it. But as soon as we get done, that thumbnail gets uploaded over to the site, and you'll be able to see it just based off of what you remember seeing here. But as of right now, that's the one you want to get. If you want to get this painting, you want to grab that number right there, number 1584. That way, you can grab this gorgeous little painting, and it can be all yours, and you'll get to choose the name, and you'll get to do all that stuff, right? All up to you, but you gotta go grab it. It's right over there. Head over, check it out. Check it out over there, man. We drop a little bit of our brightness on. One more little line in here. And down and around. It just keeps getting darker and darker and darker because it's mixing it with that darker paint. All right? There we go. That's going to be cool. That's going to be cool, guys. We want it to be dark on the back side. Remember, it's in the shadows. It doesn't have to be so bright. So don't make it so bright. There we go. Boop, boop. There we go. That's looking cool. Okay, let's take one more bit of our paint and see if we can't just get some of this green to roll down. There we go. Right in through there. Over here, right? Just wiggling it down in straight lines. And that way, it's kind of adding to those channels. That's what these little cactuses have out there, these little channels that are feeding all the water that it hits, if it ever gets any water, down to its base, right? So, I'm gonna put those little channels in. Zip, zip, just like that. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, let's take our odorless mineral spirits. Remember, just the odorless mineral spirits. We don't need much else. Don't need any color. You don't need any plaque or anything like that. You just want the cleaner, the brush cleaner, to grip onto whatever little bits of paint that we can right in here, right? And just drag them outwards, right? Now the spines on this guy can be a little bit taller. We're touching inside and then dragging out. Out, 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 wherever they want to be. These guys, you can have a few more. They can be a little bit longer. You can get crazy with them because it's much closer. Right? We're going to go off the backside like this. Up and up and up, touching, dragging, changing the angle of our brush, right? Now all of a sudden, we've got spines all over this little guy. All right, so we'll come off of this side and we'll start throwing in our little spines over here. Making sure that we've got enough of our odorless mineral spirits on the brush in order to drag some of that color and some of those bits and drag them out and get them onto our canvas, right? Especially if you're going over a thick mountain like back there. Right? In here, where it's just canvas behind, it's a lot easier to grip and then drag out just a little spike, right? And not every little spike is going to be the prettiest spike you've ever seen, right? They're not all going to go in the same direction. They're not all going to be uniformly long, right? There are all kinds of different crazy stuff out there. So, get out there and do it, man. Couple little flickaroos over here and over there. You guys. There we go. And remember, if you don't have enough odorless mineral spirits on your brush, it will not streak out and make a little spine like that. That's pretty cool. I like it. I like that, you guys. So, you guys start coming up with a title for this one. All right? Check out PaintWithJosh.com. Grab it if you can. If it's still there, then it's up to you to get it, right? Before someone else gets it. That's probably the most detailed little cactus we've done in 5 years, literally. Look at that sunset, though. That sunset-y color. Shoo, guys. Ah, it's really cool. Really, really cool. It's a bit too bright on my one side, right? What does Josh always say? It's too bright. I'm gonna go in and make it darker. At least on our one side. Can't have everything be so super bright all the time. Right? Even that just helps add to the depth, right? Can't all be the brightest green you've ever seen. You gotta have some areas that aren't and some areas that are, just to help it make it look more rounded. Right? That's all we're about, is trying to make it look more realistic. And how's it going to look more realistic if it's all just super bright green everywhere, right? Like, you've got to decide when it does and when it doesn't. Ooh, I like it. I like that. There we go. Really cool, guys. I really like how this one came out. Honestly, I haven't done a desert scene like this that I've actually really liked in a long time. So, see what we got over here. We need to put the birds in. You guys have to start coming up with a title for it, okay? So whatever you think might be applicable to this painting, right? Whether it's the birds, or the cactus, or the highway, or just the desert in general, or whatever you think, right? That's what I need you to incorporate into your titling, okay? Let's come down here on this guy. Let's make our line a little more darker. There we go. Dude, that's cool. That's cool, bro. That's so cool, bro. That's like wicked cool, bro. Okay, so you guys start coming up with a title. Like I said, if you purchase this one during the show, you get a free gift, firstly. Right? First the free gift comes, then you get your light party, and you get to choose the name of the painting forever, right? If you grab it during the live show, you get to choose its title forever. You guys, you get to choose its title forever. Right? So, you tell me, and then we will title it that if you purchase it, right? That's the deal. So, go to PaintWithJosh.com, grab this one up, and then come back and tell us what you want to purchase it, right? What you want to name it. If you don't get it, then we're going to come up with it as a group, or I'm going to randomly choose out of the comments section what the title should be, right? So, type it out. Type out your suggestion. What would you want to name this painting? Right? Anything in the world that you could name a painting, you have the opportunity right here. But you got to type it out. Right? If you don't type it, then I'm never going to know what you wanted to call this painting right here. Right? So type it into the mints. Put it in the mints, bro. Like right now. Throw it into the old mints. God, that's cool. Literally, like we could just walk right out into it. Ah, goodness. Desert Highway, says Tanisha from Happy Trees Studio. So guys, if you're in the Indiana or Tennessee area and you're looking for a Bob Ross certified instructor like Tanisha, there she is, bro. No one else better than her in that part of the country. Only because I'm not certified. No, I'm just kidding, Tanish. But if you want a real proper, wicked, awesome teacher who can show you how to paint anything as well and in most cases better than me, right? Go get your class from Tanisha. Now, as soon as I get my store opened up, I'm going to try to get Tanisha to come out here and teach us a class in my studio because I went and taught a class in her studio. So, I'm trying to get the studio open and we literally get the keys in a couple days and then I got to get in there and do flooring and decorate and get all London stuff moved in and finally get the doors open and then we'll have some classes, guys. It's going to be awesome. I got 3 more brushes to clean up, and then I think we're all set for this one. So you type in what you want to call it, right? If you do want to grab it, maybe it reminds you of somewhere you've driven or something. If you do want to grab it, then go to PaintWithJosh.com. You can grab it before anyone else even has the chance. But you got to be the very first one, because there's only one, and once it goes, that's it. It's gone. So support an artist, grab an awesome painting, and you get to title it, and you get a free gift. There's nothing you can do better than that. I can offer you no other incentives besides free gift. You get to choose the name, and you get an awesome painting, and a light show at the light party, right? That'd be really cool on this one. So, you guys start coming up with a title. What do you want to call this painting? And then you let me know while I finish typing up, cleaning up all this stuff. Let's see. Go right back to the Anthony guy that was like, where's the painting that you're doing right now? I'm like, it's right there on the home page, like number 1584. So he might be looking for it. If you're not, you better get over there soon, because they could be crashing the site right now trying to get to this painting right before you. So hurry now. Type in your comments. Let me spin you guys around so I can read your comments and clean off this palette at the same time. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Let's flip you around this way. Hello, check out my entire apartment. Over there, like this. Aha. There, now I can see you guys, and you can see the painting. And I can clean up. Thanks, Sean. Head over to PaintWithJosh.com if you want to grab this one. It's the very first thing on the homepage. This is what I do for a living, guys. I teach you how to paint. I have a painting studio that we're opening up very soon, right here in Eugene. I've been teaching classes for a couple years now, and we do the live shows on TikTok. Everybody has a good time. You get to have the awesome light party. It's like a discotheque in here. Discotheque. Yes, I'm 147 years old. That's me going to the discotheque. All right, let's get this guy all cleaned up and ready to go. You guys come up with those titles. Because if it does not get purchased and I get to pick the title, then I'm going to randomly go through the comments and choose a title. Now, if yours hasn't been written down, then I'll never be able to randomly select it now, will I? So, start typing in the comments. What do you want to name this painting? And maybe, just maybe, you'll be randomly selected by Paint with Josh himself. It's covered in paint already. Let's see, who wants to get this cacti dream? Are we there yet? Like, no, Dad had to pull over and take another picture of the sunset, bro. I like that. That's a funny one. Are we there yet? Thank you, Sabrina, for noticing my wall. It is gorgeous, and it goes through my entire apartment. Only cost me about $500 to do the whole place like this. But yeah, oh man. How do you save the paint on the palette? Well, Sheila, mine sits right here until tomorrow night, and then the next night, and the next night, and the next night, because I paint every night, so there really is no saving it, right? Not Florida. I like that. The Wings of Icarus. Very cool. Let's see. Can who get a shout out, Sean? I love doing shout outs for $1 billion. No, I'm just kidding. Just a kid. Route 66 Sedona Cacti Dream. Looking cool. It is Sabrina, but you also get a free gift with that, right? And that could be a Paint with Josh hat, a coffee mug, a poster, a signed poster print, clothing, sometimes leggings, sometimes a backpack, sometimes hoodies, all the stuff that just goes on top of, having to cover everything for sure. But I 100% agree. 100% agree. Desert Cove. So, did we ever get Sean? I like the Are We There Yet? So, it does dry out, Sheila. Like, I was telling this to my last student, Brenda. She said, well, doesn't the oil paint take a long time to dry out? And I said, well, think about it. Like, if I took the paint and I mushed it as flat as I could, like it is up here in this barely any pile, and I mushed it out real flat, it's going to dry almost overnight. Be hard by the next morning, right? Versus the bigger, thicker pile might get a little bit of skin on top of it, and then you have your usable paint underneath that little layer of skin, right? Just take it off the top, you got usable paint underneath. But if you spread it out, like anything, glue, honey, anything, right? Say you had a bit of honey on your bread and you had it real thick on one side, very spread out on the other side, right? And you left it to dry overnight. The one side's going to get dry a lot faster because it's much less. It's much more spread, right? Illy, well, here's your shout out, Illy, from Paint with Josh and Sean. Your shout out, Illy, on Illy's adventure down Illy Highway. I hope I said it right. Okay, you guys have been amazing. Let's get the title going. And Cactus Canyon, I like that. Get your kicks on Route 66. Have you ever been on Route 66, Max Squatch? I have actually been on the historic Route 66. Really? Oh, Lily. That's what I said, Lily. What you heard me? You heard me say something different? Lily on Lily's Highway of Lily's Sunset Land. Hey, Lily. It's Josh. Sorry I messed up your name. But I hope you have a really good time. I hope you had an excellent Thanksgiving and an even better Christmas. Really. Illy. Well, don't put the I in, because the I looks like the lowercase L looks like an uppercase I. Am I the only one that made that mistake? Really? Really? Well, thank you. Illy and Lily. It's the Illy Lily adventure of Illy Lillian. We're writing a story now. We're making up the book. Oh, man, it's funny. Cool. I'm glad she's happy. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Let's see. This could be Illy's or Lily's Highway. But you'd have to grab the painting if you wanted that one, right? So, fly into the sunset. I like your ideas. You guys are great. Desert Dreams. Let's see. So, yeah, the one that's this painting right now, there is no photo of. It's just a bland thumbnail of me, like, buy this painting, you know what I mean? Because we haven't finished it yet. We list it that way with a generic thumbnail, so it's easy to find. It's right at the front of the store. And then that secures this painting for you. Oh, I thought that was going to be it. But that secures this painting for you. And so then no one else can take it from underneath your feet, right? So if you like it, PaintWithJosh.com has it right on the front homepage. Doesn't look like this, but number 1584 is this painting. You still have 2 minutes to be able to get it and name it yourself. Otherwise, I'm going to choose a name from all of the lovely commenters, right? And then, let's see, will your classes be online? So I do plan on having some online classes, but you have to have the same supplies as I use, right? That's the big deal. Because if I'm using, let's say, Bob Ross paints, and I've got the liquid white and all this stuff, and you don't, and you're using some other brand of paint, it's not going to do the same thing when we do what we do, right? So if you have the same paints and supplies as I do, absolutely, let's take an online class. I love online classes. They're nice and easy. You're at your house, I'm at my house. Let's hook up like with Discord or Zoom or whatever, and we'll take an online class. You know what I mean? Show them again. Guys. All right, check this out. Watch this. I'm going to go to my browser, right, my Safari. I'm going to go paintwithjosh.com, if I can type it in, right there. Paintwithjosh.com. It's going to pull it up, look just like this, right? Painting number 1584. This painting, canvas, sunset desert landscape. Sunset desert landscape, right? That's the painting you're going to want to get. So you can choose between the canvas only or a black, white, or brown wood frame. Select which one you want, add it to your cart. That's it, right? If you continue scrolling, you'll see other stuff on my website, right? But the one you want is right up at the top. That's it. Very first thing you come to see, right? That's the one. That's it. That's the one. So if you want it, head over there, and literally all you have to do is type in paintwithjosh.com into your Safari or whatever. Very first thing you're going to see, boop, put it in your cart, check out, you're good to go. So last chance, guys, type in your comments right now. Type them in, because we may get an order, right? In which case the purchaser will have to then choose through all your comments. And if not, and if they don't get it, then hello, shoo, guys. Oh my goodness. Was it this painting? That's the real question. Tyler Brad Bob just went in and stole it betwixt all of your fingers. He went in and took it straight from you while you slept in the night. Right? So I got to go in here now and get rid of all the other variants real quickly before no one else can get the same painting. Save. There we go. Excellent. You guys, Tyler Brad Bob to the rescue, my guy. All right. Pretty sure you got that painting. And you got it a wicked awesome deal. I put way more details into this one and went way longer on the show than I thought we were going to do. That's for sure. That's for sure, these guys. So, Tyler, now you have to get... There were so many good comments, like Max Route 66 one. Aries, are we there yet? Like, are we there yet? Like, really? How many more hours do we have to sit in a car? Like... And then the Route 66 one from Mac, Desert Dreams is nice. Dark Desert Highway. Dude, is that a line from Hotel California? It is! There's a dark desert highway. Yeah, I feel you. Now that song's gonna be stuck in my head. Cool wind in my hair or something. How can you fuck up the lyrics to Hotel California? Hang on. Ow. How does it, what's the first word? Shit. I just look like an idiot. Now I gotta go re-listen to that song and learn it again. No signal strength. Ka-chow! That's always a good. For, ka-chow, for getting struck by lightning. Like this cow got struck by lightning twice. Ka-chow. It's pretty funny. Arizona Adventures, worst hitchhiking. Cool wind in my hair. That's what I said. Warm smell of colitas rising up everywhere. No, that's not it. That's not it, but I want to make you lose your mind. Are we there yet, bro? On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair. Right? Now I gotta go through the whole thing. Yeah, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. I can't skip forward. I have to like literally sing it in order to keep the time. No, that can't be right. I got to be wrong somewhere. Up ahead in the distance. Thank you. Someone type in the next lyric, please. Up ahead in the distance. Oh, shit. If I can get it before you guys. Damn it, I've lost the whole song. Like, I can't even think of the next word that comes in the song. Honestly. Oh, I was right. Okay. Last lone nocation is what I was about to say. Dyslexia. I'm a fucking mess. I don't know why you guys follow me. Honestly, literal mess. No, yeah, up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. Why can't I think of literally anything in that song? Do I have to literally play it? I'm gonna play it. We can play music on TikTok, right? I don't know about me because I've got so many followers, but we can play music on TikTok, pretty sure. I can't believe I have to pull the music to... God damn it, just go over here. No, shh, quiet. Where is it? Oh, I should put on the Hotel California Spanish mix by the Gypsy Kings. That would be hysterical. All right. Give me some sound. Okay. Tyler, we're still waiting on a title from Brad Bob, but at least now we can listen to some Hotel California. Tyler. Really? Really? Bow. That's the first word of the song. Bow, 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 bow. I can't believe you're about to make me write this, Tyler. Literally about to make me write this right here. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Route 66. That's what we got. All I got is a highway. In my head. I told you. Rising up through the air. Hang it on. I saw a shimmering light. Okay, I got this. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. Had to stop for the night. See, I'm back. This one's painted on 11/29/2023. We're all going to go to PaintWithJosh.com because it's the best place online. Guys. Thought I heard them say, welcome to my painting, Route 69. Can't believe you made me write that, Tyler. How could you do that to me? How could you do that to me? You devil. You little devil, you. The Hotel California. Man, this one came out fantastic. She got that BMW, yeah. I know, it's a Mercedes. Trying to be funny. Okay. Should we leave the music on or should we do the music? What do you think? You guys let me know. Yes? No. What do you think? So I come to Cactus, please bring me my wine. We haven't had that spirit here since Route 69. Oh, Tyler, you stinker. You little stinker, you. In the middle of the night, just to hear them say, hey, welcome to the Hotel California. You guys are funny. Should we leave it on? We got thumbs up for the music. All right. You guys are funny. Should we leave it on? We got thumbs up for the music. All right. I feel you on that one. Okay, so here's your flash warning. We're going to have an awesome little light party to the Eagles Hotel California. Coming at you on PWJ Radio, Eugene's hottest hits of today, yesterday, and tomorrow, and all the other genres as well. Okay, so if you're sensitive to flashes, the screen's going to flash with a light party, right? It's going to go crazy. I want everyone who's watching to get ready and type out the words, I'm ready, and type it into the comments. And then tell me the very first thing you see, right? Very first thing you look at, the clouds, the sky, the sun, the road, wherever. Get ready to type it out, right? Type out, I'm ready. And then, right, we'll hit that light party. You guys ready? No? No one's ready for the light party? Fine. We'll just end the show. Okay. All right, we see one ready. Okay, here we go, guys. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Oh, my bad. Hey, now. Hey, where's that first place you looked, guys? When you were watching the old light party. There we go. Oh, where did you look? Where did you look when you were seeing the sky, right? Playing my air guitar. Checked out the sun. Looked at me. You guys are so sweet. Look at the sun, the clouds, the cactus. That's really cool. Yeah. Sure, guys. You've been amazing. I just love you. I love being here. I love everything about you, honestly. Yeah, you guys, literally, I can't live without you. So, I love you all. And looked at my phone. Looked at my phone while the light party was going on. You. Okay, you guys have been amazing, honestly. Oh, I'm gonna fall over. Goodness gracious. We're gonna be live again tomorrow. I think I have to keep my studio right here up and running until I'm ready for that last transition, because I don't want to be down any days where I could possibly make more revenue for the business. Right now I not only have to pay my rent at my apartment, but now I have to pay rent on another building as well. So I need a lot of students, right? Do you want to learn how to do paintings just like Josh? Because you can come over here to Eugene, Oregon, to the world's premier painting studio in Eugene, and take an awesome class with your boy, Paint with Josh. It's gonna be lots of fun. At least I hope you'll be here, right? So, thank you, Lan Ray. Appreciate it. Mac won't be here tomorrow. I feel you, Mackie. I'm Mackies. And Ari won't be here tomorrow. You guys are just all ditching me, man. Whoo! Todd says that Paint with Josh classes are worth it. Todd drove 6 hours from Washington down to Eugene, Oregon to take a class with me right here in my own apartment, man. And we had a wicked awesome time. And he grows exponentially better with every painting that he does ever since taking my class, honestly. But beyond that, you guys have been amazing. I hope you can come down to Eugene and take a class with me. If you know anybody here, you got any family, let them know that Paint with Josh Studio is about to be open. And we're going to need students if we want to be able to keep the doors open, right? So, everybody follow Toddles, because he's awesome. Follow the Max Squatch. Follow all my mods. Tyler, do you want the spinning winning wheel? I think Tyler forgoes the wheel, but it is Christmas time, so could be an extra gift. Or do you want one of the, in perhaps trade of the wheel, one of the signed poster prints that we got in the frames, guys. That's up to Ty Brad Bob. My man. My main dude. Him and Dan, the only two people I know in Pennsylvania. I think Anna lives over there, somewhere close, but yeah, my Pennsylvanian dudes. Never been called the wheel before. Follow all my wheels. They're my mods while we spin the mod. You guys are funny. Brad Bob will take a poster, he said. Okay, so I have recently shripped up, and I got these guys right here. And we can put them inside the painting. So they'll ship with the painting, right? We have the nighttime Hasita Beach print one. These are 11 by 14 inch posters, right? Signed, numbered, number 1. This guy right here that I just swapped out. This was in the bigger frame, and I just swapped it for the other one and put the other one in the bigger frame. So you got the seascape. Really cool seascape. This is one that, one of the first ones that we did. They turned out really great. And then you got the right side version of the same ocean, but the right-hand side of that. So, excuse me. You can either go left or right. All right, like this. Boom, boom. And you put them together, you make one whole ocean scene. Right? You can either go left side, right side, or you can do the black one. That's signed and all that stufferys. All right. You did make the decision. And then, here he goes left. We got left, we got right. Right side, left side, or nighttime. Daytime or nighttime. Each one of these has a little wire for easy framing that I installed. Look at this professional wrap job right here. That's pretty wicked. So, any one of these guys, like I said, you've got the wrap on the back that will hold it for years and years to come. And then you can easily pop it out and clean the glass and do all kinds of stuff if you needed to. But Ty Brad Bobbery, he wants all of them. No, you're going to get 2 more paintings for that. We'll have to get to tomorrow, both of tomorrow's paintings in order to get the other 2, I guess. Yeah, frame. So I do, Jin. Let me show you the one that I do have, okay?